Welcome. Before we get into the video, I kindly ask all of you, if you enjoyed the effort put into it, to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy watching.
The night was colder than it should have been, and the wind moved through the trees as if trying to whisper something none of us were meant to hear. Emma walked ahead of us, her flashlight trembling slightly in her hand. Jack followed behind, carrying the backpack with the recorder and spare batteries. I stayed in the middle, watching the hill that hid the abandoned house we had been hearing rumors about since childhood. The house was said to be older than the town itself, built before any road or map existed. Some said it was once a shelter, others said it was a trap. No one stayed long enough to confirm which one was true. When we reached the top of the hill, the house appeared slowly, as if growing out of the darkness. Its windows were empty, hollow holes staring at us. The front door hung open, swaying gently despite the wind being still. Emma looked at me without saying anything. She didn't have to. We all felt the same thing. Once we entered, something would change. Inside, the air was heavy, thick with dust and something else, something metallic. The floor creaked with every step, but the sound never echoed. It was swallowed immediately, as if the house itself was listening. Jack turned on his recorder and said a simple line for the log. "We are inside." We walked deeper, and I noticed marks on the walls. Long scratches, uneven lines, some reaching all the way to the ceiling. They looked fresh, not old. Emma touched one gently, and when she pulled her hand back, her fingertips were shaking. "Something lived here," she whispered. "Or still lives," Jack said quietly. The hallway stretched far longer than it should have. It felt like we were walking in circles even though we moved straight. The shadows moved strangely too, not following our flashlights correctly, bending slightly out of sync with our bodies. Once, when Jack lifted his arm, the shadow on the wall lifted its arm a second later. I saw it clearly, but didn't say anything. Something in me knew that speaking it out loud would make it more real. We found a door at the end of the hall. It wasn't damaged or decayed like the others. Instead, it was clean, perfectly intact, almost new-looking. Emma pushed it slowly, and it opened silently into a basement stairway, leading downward into complete darkness. A cold rush of air came from below, like the breath of something large that had been waiting. Jack turned on the stronger flashlight, and the beam disappeared into the black as if swallowed whole. We went down anyway. The stairs felt endless. Each step sounded different, some hollow, some heavy, some like stone, others like wood. It made no sense. The house above us should not have been large enough to contain a basement this deep. When we finally reached the bottom, the floor felt damp. Something was dripping from the ceiling, but there were no pipes, no water, no signs of anything that should drip. Then we heard it, a soft tapping, not like footsteps, not like dripping water, more like nails tapping gently against wood. It came from behind us, but when we turned, no one was there. Emma spoke my name, but her voice trembled. "Don't move," she whispered. I didn't. She lifted her flashlight and pointed it at the far corner of the basement. At first I saw nothing, then I saw eyes. Not glowing, not bright, just wide, human-like, open too far, watching us without blinking. Jack inhaled sharply, stepping back. The eyes followed him, not with the head didn't move. Only the eyes shifted, sliding in their sockets as if unconnected to a human body. The tapping got louder, faster, and then suddenly it stopped. The basement went dead silent. The figure with the eyes slowly retreated into the darkness, fading as if dissolving into the walls themselves. "We're leaving," Jack whispered, but when we turned toward the stairs, they were gone. The wall behind us was smooth, solid, as if no staircase had ever existed. The house had closed itself. Emma grabbed my arm, her nails digging into my skin. "The house doesn't want us to leave," she said. Her voice was too calm, the kind of calm that comes only from complete fear. We walked forward, guided by the faint glimmer of our flashlights. The hallway ahead was unfamiliar. The air grew hotter, thick enough that each breath felt like drinking warm water. A sound echoed through the walls. A slow heartbeat, not ours, something larger. It pulsed through the floor, up the walls into our chests. Then the whispers started. Soft at first, impossible to understand. They came from everywhere. The ceiling, the corner, the door frames, inside the walls. At one point, I felt a whisper right beside my ear, warm breath brushing my skin. "Stay," it said. Jack began shaking. His flashlight flickered, and then without warning, he dropped it and collapsed to the floor. His eyes were open but unfocused, as if staring at something above us that we couldn't see. Emma knelt beside him, slapping his cheek lightly. "Jack, Jack, look at me!" He didn't blink. The heartbeat sound grew faster, stronger. The whispers grew louder, surrounding us. I felt something brush my leg, a hand, cold and small. I stepped back, but the hand grabbed harder. Emma screamed my name, but I couldn't move. Something was pulling me down. Jack suddenly took a breath, a deep, violent inhale like he had been drowning, and he whispered one word: "Run." The lights went out. I grabbed Emma's arm and pulled her through the dark. The walls shifted around us. What used to be a hallway split into two, then three. Rooms moved, doorways disappeared. The house twisted itself like a living maze. Behind us, something crawled. Not walking, crawling fast, scraping, dragging itself closer. Its breath was loud, wet, and angry. Emma tripped and fell, but I pulled her up. We ran into a doorway that hadn't been there seconds before. Suddenly, a thin line of light appeared, a crack in a wooden wall. I pushed hard and the boards gave way. Cold night air rushed in. We stumbled through the opening and found ourselves outside, gasping. The house was silent. No wind, no movement, no sound. Jack wasn't with us. Emma turned toward the doorway, tears falling. She called his name, but nothing answered. No voice, no scrape, no whisper. The door slowly closed on its own, shutting with a dull, final thud. We never saw Jack again. And sometimes, late at night, when my house is quiet and everyone else is asleep, I hear tapping on my walls, soft, patient, and familiar. And I hear a whisper, "Stay."
Thank you for watching the video. I kindly ask you to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share your thoughts with me in the comments. Thank you.